Well, hello everyone. Happy Sunday evening. There's quite a bit of a delay in the live stream. I'm watching my live on my television. It's like a 1 minute delay. Welcome in everyone. Sorry to hear that the prophet had some lightning issues, but unfortunately, lightning is a thing in Florida. That's why they call some of their professional sports teams the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think they have a hockey team. I think Florida is the #1 lightning strike state in America. Lightning in Florida. Let's take a look. Florida is if not the premier hotspot. So lightning is a thing here. It's a premier hotspot for lightning in the United States of America. And it's kind of crazy here because that's interesting. They have an ad running. Very interesting. I'm watching it on TV, and there's a dual screen, and there's an ad running. That is so strange. There's an ad running right over the top of my. Okay, you can hear me. Wow, that's strange. Hopefully you can hear me. I think you can. Yeah, you can hear me. Always interesting going live. You never get the same live experience twice. So lightning is a big thing in Florida, sometimes surpassed total flashes by other states like Oklahoma. Florida maintains high lightning density and leads the nation in lightning fatalities with over 98 deaths since lightning capital. Historically, Florida is known as the lightning capital of the United States. And that is true. You get a lot of lightning here, frequent and deadly storms through Texas and Oklahoma, sometimes record higher strikes. So lightning is a big deal here in Florida. And the weird thing is very few people. Hello, thank you, Becky. I feel welcome. Hello, Kimberly. Kimberly does not get demerit points. Hello, Craig. Craig is right. There's a lot of lightning here. Sad about the donkeys. Hi, everyone. Hi, Craig. Hello, everyone. Did you enjoy the videos? I actually made it to Eastport on day number 2 since I've been back. And maybe one day I'll get some adequate lighting, but maybe not. But I wanted to show you that lightning is a thing here. And each spring, about this time of the year, the POA, I don't know if you belong to the POA, but they will invite people in and they will talk about lightning and what you can do to prevent lightning. And I did go to that a couple of years ago. And the only thing you can really do is you can buy surge protectors. You can buy the small ones that you plug your appliances in. You can go to the power company, Seco, and they can put a power surge protector on the side of your home. But if you have a lightning strike, most likely none of that is going to help. Lightning rods on top of the home might help, but from what I've learned in the past is that not a lot of the contractors in Florida install the lightning rods properly. If you install them properly, you should be running the wire, the ground wire from the lightning rod over the roof of the home and then down the side of the home, on the outside of the home, down to the ground. But I heard that some of the contractors here will run the lightning rod, the wires from the roof, from the lightning rod on the roof, and they'll run them through your attic. You're not supposed to do that. And I heard that most, if not all, of the contractors that install lightning rods in and around here will install the wire from the rod to the ground. They'll run it through your attic, and that is not supposed to be the right way to do it because it could potentially cause more fires. So if you do get lightning rods installed in the villages, ask your contractor how are they going to install them. Are they going to run that ground wire through the attic of your home or not? And if they do, you might think twice about having them install. Proper installation of lightning rods. I'm looking it up. Lightning rod installer. How to install lightning rods. Properly installing here. Properly installing lightning rods requires placing UL certified copper aluminum air terminals on the highest roof peaks, securing them with mounting brackets, and running dedicated high conductivity cables down the building sides. And what I've been hearing is that some or all of the contractors in the villages is not running those cables down the sides. They're running them through your attic. Not sure why they do that, but you need to ask questions when you have lightning rods installed. Conductors, braided copper aluminum cables securely fastened along the roof and down to the ground, avoiding sharp bends. When I was growing up, I had lightning rods on our house. My parents did, and our house got struck by lightning several times when I was younger. And it is a god-awful noise. We had a brick chimney on top of the roof. Lightning hit the chimney, and it blew the chimney apart. And there was bricks all over the place. And we did have lightning rods on the home. Unfortunately, our chimney was the highest peak of the home, and the lightning hit that. Not sure why we didn't have a lightning rod on the chimney, but if we did, it would have been great. But just know that lightning is so strange. You don't know where it's going to hit. It might hit the highest peak. It might not hit the highest peak. And if it does hit your lightning rod, if it's installed improperly, it might not help. So I just want to give you a warning that you should have it installed properly. If you're gonna spend a lot of money on lightning rods, make sure they install it properly. So proper steps for install: plan and design, map out the roof, install roof terminals, place rods, typically spaced 20 or 25 feet apart, secure mounting bases, run down conductors, connect all rods with cables, running it down opposite sides of the house, ensuring it is a straight path with minimal bends. That is true. Install grounding. Drive copper or aluminum rods in the ground. Connect the down connector to the ground rod. Verify and test. So, kind of strange, but it is what it is. Hi, Kimberly, on my neighborhood Facebook page, they literally described it as like a bomb going off. Yes, I was in my house. I probably was 10 years old. When lightning struck the house, it hit the chimney and went boom. It was a really loud blast. I thought somebody let off a firecracker or something like that, or a cherry bomb. Back in the day, cherry bombs were louder than firecrackers. And then later on the next day, we go outside and we saw small pieces of chimney brick all over the roof and all over the driveway. It's kind of a scary thing. Yes, felt so bad. My California condo fell out of escrow, people back on the market. Oh, Kimberly. So sad. You did enjoy the video. Thank you, J-Lo. I appreciate it. What's your opinion of Eastport and South? Know that. Good question, Craig. I was there, was it Friday? I drove down there Friday, and I made some videos. I wanted to do the Veranda South video and do the uh, decibel sound test of it. There were a lot of contractors on the street, and my first impression was there's a lot of houses and they seem to be very close together. That was my first impression, but I'm not sure if that is because I'm unfamiliar with the streets or if it's because there was a lot of contractors and their trailers on the streets. But it just seemed like when I was driving around, there were houses on top of houses. I mean, they were super close together. Somebody made a comment a while ago on my live stream and indicated, do I think or do I feel or how do I feel about the villages building houses closer together on smaller lots? I really didn't really notice that. But on Friday, when I went down to Edenfield and LaGrange, it just seemed like those houses are really close together. And that was my first time down there. It was busy, there was contractors, but my initial impression was, wow, there's a lot of houses down there, and they seem to be really close together. You have a lot of villa neighborhoods crammed in the middle of designer home neighborhoods. You just have a lot of patio villas crammed in. And in tomorrow's video, when I release it, I actually drive through the what's it called? The Jefferson and Stacy Villa neighborhoods. So tomorrow's video, I'm going to be driving from the Alex Villas over here, and I'll talk a little bit about my experience at the Alex Villas, but I drive from the Alex Villas and I drive over here to the Jefferson and Stacy Villa neighborhoods, and I drive through these. So that's going to be your video tomorrow when I release it. It just seemed, and I think a lot of it had to do with I just didn't know where I was. I just started driving and I really didn't have a map. I do drive through this neighborhood too. And I think that'll be tomorrow's video, or it might be the next day, but I do drive through the cottage home neighborhood there as well. I wanted to look at these homes, and they're already sold, and they are designer homes. And you will see on my video, I actually park right here, and I'm looking at this corner home, and it is a cottage home, I believe. Yeah, it's a cottage home. And then all the other homes along the street are designer homes. And watch the video. I think it'll be tomorrow or the next day. So you're going to get a video from Stacy and Jefferson Villas, and then these cottage homes as well. But driving through here, I kind of went up here and then there. It just seemed like the homes were really, really close together. But that might be due to my first time there, as well as lots of contractors on the streets. I did not go to Eastport. I'm going to save that for a future day. I'm going to actually go down there again sometime this coming week, and I'll make more videos. I just wanted to go down there and make some videos, so I had some content I could release over the next several days. And I will have another video tomorrow. I think it should be more than 8 minutes long. I might have 2 more videos. And then once that content runs out, then I'm going to go back down and do more videos. But overall, I'm surprised that they have this neighborhood on the map. This is the Kim Patio Villas. I thought when they put these neighborhoods on the map, when they outlined them like this, I thought the homes would be almost complete. But when I drove by, these homes are not that complete. It's going to take a while for these homes to finish up, probably another, I don't know, 3-4 weeks. So that surprised me because when I went down, I thought that these villas right here, the Kim villas, I thought they'd be pretty much done because when the villages puts them on the map like this and outlines the lots, they're pretty much done. So I was surprised to see them essentially half built. So that was one surprise. The other surprise when I was in the Edenfield Verandas South neighborhood here, I was kind of surprised to see that they don't have the streets done. They have to add another layer of the streets in here. Again, I would have expected that this neighborhood would be essentially ready to go, ready to be listed. Uh, I was thinking that they were holding off listing these veranda homes because they have an inventory of others they're trying to sell, but they really don't. So they are holding off on listing these homes. See, I would have expected dots on the map already in Veranda South, and there's no dots. And then I drove in there and I could see why. The streets aren't ready. You got to put another 2-inch layer of asphalt down. I expected this neighborhood to be done and the houses just waiting to be listed. I expected this Kim Patio Villa neighborhood to be done, but it's still a construction zone. So there were some surprises. And then I went up to the Alex Villas and I spoke to a sales agent. And what she told me was kind of interesting. And I actually went into an open house. I went into this open house here, this Bristol. It was open on Friday. Actually went in, a nice home, Bristol Model, courtyard villa in the Alex Villas. You will see the back of the home has this concrete wall, but right behind it is going to be McNeil Drive, and then you have the Florida Turnpike. And I was going to stand inside this lanai and do a decibel reading, but I didn't, and I'm kicking myself. So if I go back down there again, I'm going to try to get into one of these homes that's located here near McNeil Drive, and I'm going to do a decibel reading to see where I am. When I was in the Veranda South neighborhood, you saw my video. I was here and I did a decibel reading. Actually, I was standing right there. That's where I was standing when I did the decibel reading. And it was a lot of wind and the decibel reader was going up and down. So I wasn't getting a real accurate reading. But I did hear white noise from the turnpike. I did hear white noise, but it was a windy day. So again, it was hard to tell. I'll probably go down there again someday when it's not windy, maybe at night, just to listen. But I did hear white noise. It wasn't bad. But when I was in this Alex Villa home right here, it was considerably louder. It was 60 plus decibels in this lanai. People who are hard of hearing probably won't bother them, actually. I was actually surprised it wasn't louder, but then again, all it takes is one 18-wheeler truck downshifting, and that could just rattle your cage. But overall, first impression, a lot of homes close together, a lot of opportunity as well. So let's go back to some of the comments. Thank you for decibel test. You're welcome. I'll be doing more decibels. Ola, yes, Lightning, Florida has the most. Yes, it does, Frank. How are you, Frank? That's stupid. They'll catch your attic on fire. Well, Florida is kind of a different animal when it comes to contractors. You are correct about the rods, Tim. Best for a neighbor to get them and attract the lightning. Best for a neighbor to get them and attract the lightning. Yeah. I don't know. Lightning is so unpredictable, Craig. It could strike my house without a lightning rod. And the house next door will have a lightning rod. It could strike that house. It's lightning is crazy here. And there are usually several lightning strikes every year in the villages. At least that's what I've noticed, 2 or 3 lightning strikes a year in the villages. It usually pokes a hole in somebody's roof, just like it did to Prophet. Most of the time, it doesn't burn the house to the ground. Usually, it's just burning a hole in the roof. But we do get lightning strikes here, a lot of them. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, Craig, have a neighbor put the lightning rods in, and the contractor most likely won't put them in right, and then at least they hit the neighbor's house, and the neighbor pays all of that. I do not have lightning rods on my home. It is what it is. It's your number. It's just very odd that the prophet had his hit right off the bat. The thunder was probably around 130 decibels, and pickleball is about 55. I drove by Prophet, and I did not see the pickleball court open. Is it open? Is Blanchard pickleball courts open? When I drove by Friday, it was not open. So I'm gathering the homes do not come with light. No, they do not come with lightning rods, Kimberly. No, that's an adder. You have to put that on. You have to find your own contractor to do it. Yeah, Craig is right. They do not. It's louder than the turnpike. Oh, bummer. What is this? Oh, bummer, Kimberly. I'm so sorry. Kimberly, did you give a reason? Less grass to maintain. I like it. Tired of cutting my acre. Yeah. Mowing lawn is an issue. I'm interested in how long it takes from Gulf Cart to get from Long Prairie to Eastport, Magnolia Plaza, and Sawgrass. Long Prairie, I don't think it's going to take that long from Long Prairie to get to Eastport. It's going to be in that 10 or 12-minute range, depending on where you live in Long Prairie. Long Prairie goes further north. If you live in the north section, it'll only take you probably 5-6 minutes. If you live in the south, it might take you close to 10 minutes. But I think Long Prairie it's good. Good place to live. My husband is too. We are looking forward to spring, but he's not looking forward to yard work. Homes get hit by lightning. I've seen many over a 30-year period. Yes, copper wire, and yes, yeah, we get several lightning strikes a year. T-minus 4 days until Blanchard Rec cuts the ribbon. Released. That's what I'm going down there, Prophet, and I'm going to do my own decibel test. I might actually stand in front of your house and do it. And if I do that, Prophet, I'm going to video myself standing on the street in front of your house, getting a sound reading on a decibel test. That is so strange. I'm watching my live on my TV, and it's a split screen. My live is on the left, and a commercial is on the right. I've never seen that before. Very interesting. Okay, which areas are District 16? I'm curious where they are and what the bond is. It looks like on the village's site, it only goes up to District 15. Okay, Kimberly, let's look at District 16. So let's share the screen. I'll show you how to look up the village's bond. Go to Google and then Google the village's bond. And then go into the finance and bond section. Are you watching, Kimberly? This is for you. And then you go down to Sumter County, and then you look for District 16. Right here's District 16. You hit the little plus button, and you've got 8 units. These are 8 different neighborhoods. They could be cottage homes. They could be designer homes. They could be veranda homes. They could be courtyard villas. We cannot tell based on what we see here. And if you click on it, you just look at the bond and you say unit 269 is 5.01%, 58,000. And because I follow the bond amounts, I know that a $58,000 bond is most likely a designer home neighborhood. But then you're going to need to go to the William Vans maps. So now we're going to go to William Vans. Vans maps. So you go maps, Bob and Bill, vans.com. So you click that, and that is going to give you a map that's going to have those unit numbers on. So you'll see these unit numbers on the Vans map. So you scroll down to the Vans map. So it's going to be the 4th map down. This is the 4th map right here. And then you're going to see all of these different color codes. And then you scroll to the southern part of the villages. And then you're going to have to maximize the screen so you can see. So you can see the map. So now we're going to scroll down and scroll over and scroll up. So now you can see Long Prairie. So what you don't see, though, is the number District 16. You don't see that. So you just got to kind of know that this is the Eastport Town Square in the gray right here where my yellow highlighter is. Can you see my yellow highlighter? You cannot see my yellow highlighter. I'm watching it on TV. Someday I have to figure that out. But right above the EC 470, that's Eastport, and anything to the right of Bexley Trail is District 16. This is all District 16. Merritt Field, Long Prairie, Sandy Hill, Hopkins Pass. That's all District 16. Bradshaw Hill. That's all District 16. Here's the Turnpike. And then you have Farmstead. And in my video yesterday, I showed you the sign for Farmstead. It looks like a red barn board look. You cannot see the yellow highlighter. That is so stupid. But I have the yellow highlighter on, but it just doesn't come through on the TV. So Kimberly, to answer your question, District 16 is going to be east of Eastport and west of the Turnpike, right there. This is all, it's Bradshaw Hill, Hopkins Pass, Sandy Hill, Green Grove Hill. It is Farmstead, Merritt Field, Long Prairie. That's all District 16. But right now, they have only 8 neighborhoods identified. Actually, they only have bond amortizations released for 8 neighborhoods. So you can be reasonably sure that these 8 neighborhoods are going to be some of the first to be released and sold. So if you look at Unit 293V, for instance, look at the bond amount right there. So this is the bond for Unit 293, $61,000. So now you go to the Vans map and you kind of look, where is Unit 293? So you have to maximize it so you can see. So Unit 293 is going to be located somewhere in here. Right there, this green patch. That's Unit 293. They also have this neighborhood here, unit number 272. And I believe that is going to be Courtyard Villas right there. So these 2 neighborhoods are going to be released. You already have this large blue neighborhood released. You have unit 279 and brown up here. That's already been released. And they have unit 294. They have the bond for that. So these are going to be some of the first neighborhoods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I believe there are 8 neighborhoods. 2, 4, 6, 8. So unit 269 and unit 270. Unit 269 and 270. There's 268. 269 and 270. Well, here's unit 270 and unit 269. So these 2 neighborhoods are going to be released. Unit 272 and 293 are going to be released. 272 and 273. So there's 272 and 273. And 273 is located, and they don't make a lot of sense as to where they are. Right there's unit 273. So you're going to have these units in this area and these units in this area are going to be the first 8 to be released. And they are in Long Prairie, I believe. Yes, I believe this is Long Prairie, then Merritt Field and Farmstead. So I hope I answered your question. Did I answer your question? So let's go to Vans Maps and we're going to share it. So the Vans Maps are going to be your friend in this situation. We have double corner lot with trees, too much yard work. Yes, too much yard. Lightning is another reason a metal roof would be nice. I don't think the Villages allows metal roofs. I think there's only 1 or 2 neighborhoods that have metal roofs. I know there's a neighborhood right next to Lake Sumter Landing. They have these expensive, I think they call them cottage homes. And I showed them on the video the other day when I was doing the Lake Sumter update video and the erosion. That neighborhood that's right next to the erosion toward the end of the video, those have metal roofs on the homes. And I think that's one of the few neighborhoods that have them. If you come by, what do you want for lunch? I eat anything except seafood, Prophet. I do not eat seafood. Hamburgers. I haven't had a good hamburger in a long time. Yes, copper wire attached a copper rod after a lightning storm, lightning strike seen many over 30 years. Yes, Frank. 61, that's insane. Well, I don't know. Cannot see where we are. That's unfortunate. We're looking at District 16 annual assessment spreadsheet still. What? Well, they have bond information for District 16 on 8 units only. Sound is off. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Now you're going to make me check. Expensive. I think they call them cottage homes. And I showed them on the video the other day. My sound sounds good on my TV. The sound is good on my TV. I need better lighting though. I should get one of those light circles for so you can actually see me. Or I could just put my cell phone up and turn my flashlight on. That's what I do sometimes. This is a low budget YouTube channel, people. Very low budget. Can you see me better? I think you can. Fixed now. Oh, it's fixed. Okay. Thank you, Infamy. What is it? Infamy. Thank you, Frank. I can hear you. Okay, you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? So I put my flashlight on. You should be able to see me a little bit better. I probably won't buy a ring, light ring. We're looking at District 16. I just turned the sound down. Your sound is fine. We could not see when you were pointing different sections of Long Prairie, but that went along with the district. Okay. What's your thoughts on VLS? It's been on a market for a while. Let's look at VLS 248, 447. VLS. The 248, 248 what? 248, 447. Mitchell Lane. So here we have a cottage home on Mitchell Lane. It's a sun-kissed model, 344.9. It is not discounted. Well, I didn't know they made cottage homes with a 2-car garage and a golf car garage. Wow. Why don't they have a floor plan on this one? Where's the floor plan? Wow, I like it. So let's take a look at where this one is located. Where are we? Where are we? This is Hammock and Fenny. This is a Hammock and Fenny. It is a pre-owned home, I believe. So everybody knows that this home is in a Hammock and Fenny. So this is a rare find where you have a Sunkiss with a 2-car garage and a golf car garage. So now I know why there's no floor layout, is because this is a pre-owned home. Village of Hammock and Fenny. Ready to start living the Villages today. Everyone wants more room in the garage. 2-car plus a golf car garage, 2-foot garage extension, corner home site. Get ready to do a lot of yard work. I like it. Move-in ready, great location. I'm getting excited. Home features, 2-foot garage extension, corner site, low E windows, split floor plan, laundry room, washer, blinds, ceiling fan. Quick close as possible. Let's take a look at the pictures. It's a wood framed home. Are you okay with wood framed? What kind of floor is that? What kind of flooring is that? What kind of floor is that? Vinyl siding. Tell me the floor. Open floor, laundry, maple cabinets, laminate countertops, laminate countertops. What kind of floor is that? Rolled vinyl. Oh no, not rolled vinyl. This is the days where they were putting rolled vinyl floors in. Oh my God. It's okay. It's easy to rip, you know. You drop a knife in it, you're gonna have a white mark in there. Laminate countertops, dark cabinets. Again, it's got the ugly factor going on. That's my opinion. I'm not a big dark cabinet kind of guy, but I have a feeling I have somebody on my live stream from Texas that's gonna love this dark cabinet, right? I do like the garage. The garage is, I think having the extra garage can overrule ugly cabinets any day. That's my opinion. Nice landscaping, nice lawn. They seem to be, I like the front seating area. Ceiling fans. Very nice. I like it. Carpeting in the bedroom. This would be my kind of house, actually. You do have frameless glass on that shower. It is, I believe that is a plastic or fiberglass shower. This would be something I would look at because it's got a lot of space. It's got the garage, but yet it's affordable. And there's your lanai. Which way is this house facing? Looks like it's facing which direction? Which direction is it facing? It's facing south. So your lanai is going to be facing south. Well, let's go through corner lot. I actually do like corner lots. Okay, hammock and fanny, we get it, we get it, we get it. So here, so it's a south-facing lanai. You do have a neighbor's lanai right behind you. I would be looking at putting up a privacy fence for sure in this one. Looks like you have extra concrete off to the side. I like it. I do. I would be putting a privacy fence up. You might need an awning because it's a south-facing lanai. So it has a flyer. Let's look at the flyer. What's the bond amount? Bond amount. I like the home. This would be something I would live in. This would be something I would buy. 1,392 square feet, 26,747. So now I'm going to have to get a calculator out. You have to. Let's look at the price per square foot. So we're going to calculate that, and we're going to look at 26,747. Add 344,900. So the total cost is 371,647. 371,647 divided by the price per square foot, 1,392. That's $266.98 per square foot. 266, essentially $267 per square foot. In my opinion, and I just talked to a real estate agent today, actually, or was it yesterday? Yesterday, actually, or was it today? uh, doing an open home tour video, and she was telling me it was an MLS agent. And I asked her, I said, is the market soft? And she said, yes, it's soft for pre owned homes MLS. And I said, why is it soft? Why is there so much inventory? Well, she kind of shrugged her shoulders and there's a lot of inventory. And then she said, because people would rather buy a new home in the South than a pre-owned home up here. I said, yeah, I know. I've been doing a lot of analysis. A lot of times the pre-owned homes are lower priced than, a lot of times the new homes are lower priced than the pre-owned. So she says that the pre-owned home market is soft because they're selling a lot of new homes. That was essentially what she told me. That was yesterday. So, and it goes back to some of those videos I've been telling you and talking to you about. You know, a new home, a pre-owned home like this, the competition for this is going to be a new home near Eastport. And in a lot of cases, and according to the MLS agent I talked to yesterday, she said that the people will buy the new home over the pre-owned home. Why is that? Because most of the time the pre-owned homes are overpriced. And I talked to her about that as well. She says these owners of the pre-owned homes, they want top dollar and they want to start at the highest price and then they work themselves down. And that's actually the wrong strategy. If you want to sell your home quickly, it's the wrong strategy. You need to price it right from the get-go and the home will sell. So this is a long-winded setup for this home right here. This home is listed by the Villages. It is a competing property to a new home in the South. I think you can go in there and work with the listing agent and work directly with the listing agent because there are commission incentives. They call it a double bubble. When you list the home and sell the home, you get both sides of the commission. Normally, if you list a home and a different agent sells it, the selling agent gets a commission, you get a commission. And usually those two commissions will add up to be, I think 6%. So you each get 3%. But if you list the home and sell the home, you get 6% commission. So that listing agent is more motivated to work on the seller to reduce the price. So if I'm you, I'm going in and looking at this house and I'm trying to work this price downward to get it to be south of $250 a square foot, because this home should not be at $266 a square foot, my opinion. And I have a feeling you will have pretty good success negotiating a lower price. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. No laminate. Yes, that's true. Well, that's why people are buying the new homes rather than the pre-owned homes. So I got confirmation from at least one MLS agent that the pre-owned home sales are slow. And then I spoke to another agent in the new home. It was a VLS, it was a Villages sales agent. And she was showing an open home in the Alex Courtyard Villas. And I was there on Friday and I talked to her. I asked her, what's the deal with the market? Why so much inventory? And I asked her, are the sales slow? And she said, no, their sales are not slow. She says, it's that time of the year. I said, okay, what does that mean? And she said that Sales are still good. They might not be as strong as other times of the year. Uh, but I would think this would be the time of the year that the sales are strong. Usually in the summertime, June, July, August, that's when sales slow down. Snowbirds go home. Uh, but she said the sales are still doing pretty good for new homes in the villages in the south. And then her friend came in, another listing agent, a VLS agent came in to the conversation, and I asked him, I said, "What's the fastest selling home that you have? The brand new home. What's the fastest selling home?" He says, "Patio villas. They can't keep them on the shelf." He said, "The patio villas sell faster than anything else." That's what he told me. And he said half the homes sell cash, and the other half are mortgaged. So 50-50 split on cash deals versus mortgage deals. Yeah, that was a beautiful home. I love that house. Yeah, it's a Bristol model. The back of the home does face McNeil Drive, and you're close to the turnpike. Yeah. So that was interesting to hear. And then I talked to the sales agent in the Bristol model. Anyway, I asked about Eastport. I said, "When is Eastport going to open?" And she gave me a strange look, and she said, "Well, Eastport is open." I said, "Really?" I said, "When are the bands going to start playing 7 days a week?" And she looked at me strange, and she thought a little bit. She said, "They may never play 7 days a week." I said, "What?" She said, "Eastport, the entertainment in Eastport might be different than what you see at the other town squares like Brownwood and Lake Sumter." And she was kind of alluding to the fact that you might not get nightly entertainment in Eastport. Uh, I think it's going to be something like Sawgrass Grove. Maybe you get bands Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. And the other nights of the week, you're going to get different types of entertainment. She said that Eastport's going to have different types of entertainment. I think Eastport is a paradigm shift from the other town squares. I think Eastport is going to be operated differently than the other town squares. That's just the impression that I got from her. Let me know. Did you hear that? We want new with quartz. Okay, Kimberly, tile in the bathrooms, LVP. Then you have to get a new home, Kimberly, for sure. They use laminate flooring now. No more LVP. The laminate is nicer. They use laminate flooring now. Okay. Homes in the South that are a year or so old have all those goodies, Kimberly, much lower bonds too. Yes. Yes, indeed. For sure, for sure. What is this? 54 minutes? So I did learn some things. That's a nice house. I like it. I think that you should get it down to $250 a square foot, though. But I'm not a big fan of Hammock and Fenny. I just think it's too far away. Hammock and Fenny, if you look at the map, is way out over here. I just think it's too far away. I was looking at buying a new home in Hammock and Fenny, but I decided it was too far away. But some people don't mind that, which is fine. Anyway, so let's look at the map. What's new on the map? Not a lot moving on the map. We're just kind of hanging out here. I think these veranda homes are going to open soon, though. They were putting appliances in, they're putting aircon units in. I think it's going to be a week or two, probably 2 weeks before those Edenfield Veranda South open. That's my guess. It's going to be more than that for these patio villas. These patio villas are still only maybe 75% complete. I expected them to be more than that. But they are close to Eastport. And then this is going to be a unique neighborhood right here. Very interesting. Very interesting neighborhood. And then we all know that there's lightning strikes right about here. So is that a sign of anything to come? I don't know. Hope to see you before you head back. Yeah, I'll be down there again. I'll be down milling around down there. If you see me on the street, just let me know. Flag me down. I don't know when I'm going to go down again. I have some video content on my camera, and I don't know if I have one video's worth, two videos worth, or three videos worth. So once I determine how much I have on the camera, then I'll know when I'll be down. But I think I'll probably be down in Eastport again, middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, through a 6 of those Veranda Saturday. Most of them are ready to go. Veranda South, did they have open houses? Yeah, I think I did see people, if I remember right in my video. There were salespeople down there. Yeah, most of them are ready to go on the Veranda South. It's the street. They got to put the 2-inch layer of asphalt on the street. Then they have to do the touch-ups. Once the contractors leave, the aircon contractors and plumbers, once they leave, then they do touch-ups. Then they go around with the tape. They mark the divots on the wall and the paint imperfections, and then it takes them maybe a week or two to get, at least in some of those neighborhoods that I was keeping close track of here in the north, it took them a week or two. After the maintenance guys came in, they did the tape and the imperfections, and it was another week or two, and then houses were ready. You're around on Saturdays. I think I'll be there before Saturday, Craig. I think. I'm pretty sure I'll be there in the middle of the week. The new bills, yeah. I think. My schedule is normally I go down on Sundays because then there's less contractors. It's just easier to video on a Sunday, but my schedule is kind of out of whack. I probably will go down midweek, get enough content so I can publish through Sunday, and then I'll maybe go back down on Sunday next week to video when there's no traffic. And then I can give you a better feel of what I feel this Eastport area is like. Look at this. Yeah, they had lots. Did we see lots of land for sale here in Lakeview? Or is that new? I can't remember the last time I looked at this map. Were there Lakeview lots for sale last time I did a video? Must be. Or would these just pop up? I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking around for more discounted homes. I didn't see any. What time was it? They still didn't discount this. Oh yeah, they did discount that one. So are these all? Yeah, these are now all discounted. I think last time some of these were not discounted here in Oak Hollow. So it looks like all of Oak Hollow is discounted. No, this one's not. Very strange. Looking for discounted homes. There's a couple in Oak Hollow not discounted. I'm expecting these to be discounted up in here. Here's one. I brought that to you already. But where are all the discounted homes? Why aren't they discounting them? Very interesting. So these 4 verandas in Oak Hollow, I'm expecting these to be discounted soon. Maybe they'll discount them right about the time that they're going to open up the Veranda South neighborhood, because the pickings are slim for veranda homes. You only got 1 here, and then you got 4 here, and then that's it for veranda homes. And now you got Infield South. I'll tell you which home I like, and it's sold. I like this home right here. I like the location of this home. When I was here, and you'll see the video tomorrow, I'm driving around here. I get out of the car here, and I do a video. I believe I do a video. And I'm looking at this anchor, and then I look across the street, I'm looking at this home. I'm thinking, I like this location because off to the left is the retention pond. I like the location. I was thinking to myself, wow, if this home was for sale, I would buy it, I think, because I absolutely love the location of this one. You're kind of away from all your neighbors and you're near the retention pond. And I'm going to bring you in the video tomorrow that right off to the left is the retention pond right here. So here's the house I'm looking at. Here's the retention pond. They have an aerator in the retention pond right here, and then right up on the bank is the motor for the aerator, and you can hear it humming. So if you have this house here, this anchor, and the lanai's in the back, there's a good chance you're going to hear the aerator pump house, which is just underneath. I think it's right here. Right by this tree, there's a little aerator pump. It goes, It wasn't too loud, but that reminded me of looking at homes in St. Catherine where they had a block building, a small shed that was made out of concrete block. And that was the pump house, and that made a lot of noise. So if you do buy in and around retention ponds, walk the neighborhood, walk your yard, find out where those aerator motors are, how loud they are. Can you handle it? But I absolutely love this area. I like these houses. I like these locations. Whoever bought this house got themselves a nice house. Whoever bought this house got themselves a nice house because the neighbors aren't that close to you. Let's take a look at the backyard. I'm not so interested in the floor plan as the location. So you are going to have a kissing lanai in the back, I think. So here you go. Here's the back. I don't think these homes are that close to you. So you can see the sun coming in. So it's a north-facing lanai. Late afternoon picture, north-facing, and you only have a little bit of sun in there. So you got mostly shade. And you could sit in there and entertain your friends without having the sun beat on your head. And you can see the side yard here. Awesome, the retention pond. So I like that. So this kind of shows you what I mean. So standing here, you got all this side yard, wide open spaces, no home next to you here. Like the location of that home. So what else are we looking at? Usually the week after the top coat goes on. Okay. Yeah, they got to put the top coat on. I can go on Sundays. Yeah, I most likely will be down there next week, Sunday, because I want to make videos without all the contractors around. So I want to get down there on a Sunday, but I don't think I can wait until next week, Sunday, unless you want to see more screen record videos. And it depends on if I can do more open home tour videos. Maybe I can fill up the week doing that. I really don't want to go to the south twice. It's kind of far. Gas prices are high. So if I can find other content around here, and I might try doing that, I might do open home tour videos. I'll find some other content, try to get myself through the week, and then I'll go down on Sunday. That's probably what I'll do. If they end with 4.9, it's 9,500. Kimberly, 9,500. A discounted home will end in a 9,500. Like this home here. Kimberly is this one here, 9,500. That is a discounted home, 9,500. That's why the Village's sales agents told me it's a 9,500. That's what the Village's. If they end with 4,9 or 9,9. No, this is a discounted home. 9,500. 9,500. That's discounted. Here's another discounted. Here's a discounted 9,500. 9,500 discounted. Sorry, 5,900. Look for you in my blue Explorer. I have a gray Explorer. Mine is gray. Timken, on your live tours, can you please do a survey of trees that have been planted in the new areas like Long Prairie? What? You want me to count trees? A survey of the trees that have been planted in the new areas like Long Prairie. 9,500 and 4,500. So 4,500 is also, maybe that is true, because there is one that's a 4,500. One of these is 4,500. There it is, 4,500 Kingfisher C. So you're saying that this is also discounted, 444,500. So that's discounted. I believe that. I do. 4,500 and 9,500 are discounted. I believe that because this home is 4,500. So it is discounted. Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Kimberly. There are only patches of oak trees. I don't think you're going to see pine trees down there, but there's patches of oak trees, but not many. And they're more in Oak Hollow, more so. You have small patches of oak trees. Okay, 4,500. That's good to know, Kimberly. I did not realize that until now, but I think that's true. Trees get planted as the houses get built. Yes. Yeah. You know, some of the common areas, they might plant some palm trees, like around Eastport. Generally, the trees they plant are in front of the homes, I think. The live oak trees you see down there are essentially going to be original to the landscape. There's something that the Villages is not planting. Magnolia and oak. Yeah, you see magnolia and oak trees. Yeah. And the oak trees are natural. They were there. You don't want nasty pines. They are messy. I agree with that. So you're going to see primarily oak trees and magnolia trees. The Villages is going to plant magnolia trees. That's what you see typically in the fronts of the home. I don't know if there's a picture of a magnolia tree in front of this home here, maybe. Oh, here. What kind of tree is that? That's not a magnolia, I don't think. I'm not sure what that is. So you'll see that kind of a tree. And then you don't see any tree there. But I do see a lot of magnolia trees over here. Let's see what they're planting in this house. So I think that's a small magnolia right there, I think. I'm not sure what that is. But they're going to be small trees, I'll give you that. Let's take a look at what's planted in this house. I think there's a tree off to the right there. Fence. So, let me see, what's this one? No trees there. What kind of tree is here? No trees there. So anyway, what time is it? 9:10. Yes, palms on a golf course and common areas, yes. And a palm is not a tree. It's actually considered a plant, if you want to be technical. I thought I saw close to the entrance of Long Prairie pine trees, new little ones planted. Really? Seriously? I don't want studio. Really? We could look, I guess. Where's my videos? Go to my channel. Videos. So right here, tour of Kyle Villas, Courtyard Villas up close. Let me know in the comments below. Look, where do you see? Here's the palm trees that they planted. So where do you see pine trees? That's a magnolia tree right there, I think. I think that's a magnolia tree. That's a palm tree, I think. Okay, let's play. Looks like the color scheme is almost the same as Lake View. Let me know in the comments below. Looks like almost exactly the same color scheme. Are those magnolia trees or pine trees? That's a magnolia tree right here. I believe that's a magnolia tree. They have really thick, waxy leaves. And I could see where you could mistake those to be pine trees, but it's a magnolia tree. So if you look at a young magnolia tree, it looks like this. This is what a young magnolia tree looks like. Looks like that. So that's a young magnolia tree, waxy leaves, and that's and they're kind of indigenous to Florida and Georgia. They can take the heat, and they do get white flowers. My magnolia tree is about 20 feet tall, and it gets white flowers like that. Kind of nice, but it's messy. It is a messy tree. It's a very messy tree. So anyway, that is your magnolia tree. Evergreens. Becky Forbes, I'm glad you joined. Are there some evergreens? Oak trees are pretty but messy as heck. Okay. Yeah, seriously, I looked at it Now, Little Pines leading up to the entrance of Long Prairie. Further away? You want me to go further away?
There is the red button right there. You push.
Lakeview. What the hell? Did I say Lakeview?
Color scheme. It's also far enough away from the Florida Turnpike. You should hear very little turnpike noise. This is Long Prairie.
Long Prairie.
Looks like the color scheme is almost the same as Lakeview. Let me know in the comments below.
Yeah, I thought the color
looks
scheme
almost
was very
exactly
similar.
the same color scheme. And here's your entry to Lakeview. There is the red button right there. You push. All of these roads are considered to be public road, and the public has a right to access them. That is the reason why the red button.
You thinking this is a pine tree?
I'm not sure what kind of tree that is. I don't think it's a pine tree, though.
I don't think that's a pine tree. These are palm trees.
It is on all the gates.
That is not a palm tree, a pine tree. I don't think that's a pine tree. Yes, RMK, you're right. Yeah, I don't like magnolia trees either. They're very messy as well. And they grow pretty tall. They do provide adequate shade, though. Hi, Becky. Oh my God, Becky. First one on the stream. You should get an award for that. Instead of demerit point, you should get an award. So are you referring, Kimberly, to the tree on the screen? I do not think that's a pine tree. It is something else. These are palm trees.
It is on all the gates.
That is not a palm tree, pine tree. I don't think that's a pine tree. So I think that's it. I've been live now for an hour and 19 minutes. I think I'm going to snore soon. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. You've been awfully fun tonight again. So I'm going to end the live. We'll go live next week again around 8 p.m. on Sunday evening. I'm going to try to make it down to Eastport next week, Sunday during the day to make some video. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching the videos. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what it is. I think it's a crepe myrtle. That's what it is. They plant a lot of crepe myrtles around here. I have a crepe myrtle just down the street, two houses down, crepe myrtle. You're welcome, Becky. Take care, everyone. Peace out. Have a good one.